Good coffee. It's fall. It's that time. I want to talk to you today about the consequence curve. The consequence curve, which means with every action there is a consequence. So some consequences come soon. So, for example, I turned the stove up, this electric stove here, and ow! Joking. Actually, that one is hot, but this one's not. But when you put your hand on a hot stove, the consequences are quick, instant, and they bring about action. See, the problem for us so many times there is the consequence curve, and sometimes our actions and the consequences are separated by quite a bit of time. And so we continue with the action, feeling like we got away with it. In fact, I think about David, who committed adultery with Bathsheba. He had her husband murdered, and then she moved in with him, and she was pregnant, and it was like almost a year, and there was no consequence. And he just kind of, it killed his relationship with God, greatly damaged that, and then one day the prophet showed up and said, hey, you're living in sin. So in your life, what actions are you doing that maybe you need to change? So consequence curve. So one of the things is I stopped reading my Bible. Life goes on. But if you go long enough, it damages. I stopped going to church. There are consequences. So I would just encourage you to do the right thing, even if you're not experiencing consequences. I know people who ride motorcycles with no motorcycle license, and they get away. But someday there will be a consequence. So one of the things we have to think about is to live our life for God, because if we fail to live for Him, there is a consequence. It's eternal. It's eternal. For the wages of sin is death. So I would encourage you, live for God, do the right thing. Even if you're not seeing whatever results you're seeing, don't worry about it. And try to not put your hand on a hot stove. Hey, thanks for being a part of Thursday Thoughts. We'll see you on Sunday.